So the Little Devices Lab is building off of the work that we've done to design tools and platforms for everyday users around the world to look at how do we create these hubs of creation, experimentation around the world, where everyday people can come in and tackle challenges that are relevant, locally relevant to where they are, and shared at a global scale. So we've done this in remote regions across Central America. We've done this in hospitals across the US. And now we're looking at what does this look like if we have international hubs throughout Europe, throughout the US, who are all sharing and exchanging the type of work that they're making. Our mission is to make sure that they have democratized tools in order to do that, but also exploring what are local public and private partnerships that can make that happen. We designed Amply as a modular system to break down the black boxes of medical device design, more specifically biotechnology design. So we have, the system is a library of components that have different functions. So if we were to break down something such as a lateral flow test, that has individual components. You have a sample pad, you have a reaction pad, and you have an absorbent pad at the end. To just discuss this at a the highest level possible. With an Amply system, we have a block that represents the sample pad, a block that represents the reaction pad, and a block that represents the absorbent pad. Those are placed together similarly to the way that you string Legos together. So on the Lego brick board, you string Amply blocks together. An illustrative example of how this platform can be applied today and the value of this modular interface. We see every day new COVID variants that are coming across the news stream, and we know that over the past 9 months, industry and academia have been working together to build and roll out COVID diagnostics. But are they able to detect these new variants? Nobody quite knows that. With an Amply designed system, one of the values of that is you can have your process for rolling out Amply COVID diagnostic, and as a new variant comes out, swap out that membrane, the detection swatch in the middle, to detect for that new variation instead of the original. So there's the ability to have interchangeable components and a library of those can accelerate R&D, can accelerate dissemination, and it moves that closer to the point of care. Moving R&D closer to the point of care means that patients are detected faster, variants are stopped in their tracks faster because we understand more about how the disease is moving. We're launching Amply RX as a platform for pharmaceutical manufacturing, and we'll be validating this with partners in Senegal and the International Space Station. In Senegal, we're really interested in what does it mean when a Senegalese has the tools and environment to not just test what has been created elsewhere and validate it locally, but also to do that creation and invention on the spot based on the local challenges they have. And in the International Space Station, we're looking forward to what does it mean when you have an environment in space, in Mars, where people are living and working, and you can't take everything up with you. And so there is going to be creation and invention and development that is happening in space. And part of that is going to be connected to disease detection and medication production. And so our platform coming this fall will be testing what does that look like in the shoebox size version of pharmaceutical manufacturing on the International Space Station, and how can that enable life in space and in Mars going forward. Our platforms and technologies look at there's no one-size-fits-all approach. We know that in every environment around the world, the deployment of technology looks different. And we've worked with industry to solve that challenge of how do you really bridge the gap for pharmaceutical manufacturing in Kenya? What does that look like when you don't have the same infrastructure that we do here in Kendall Square, but you still have a patient population that needs access to these medications? We're looking even farther at this challenge, and this fall we'll be sending our platform to the International Space Station to explore how can Amply RX drive pharmaceutical manufacturing in a very constrained, very extreme environment like the International Space Station. Because we know that as exploration continues in space, on Mars, that there are going to be challenges that we need to solve related to manufacturing and reaching and keeping people healthy in space. Space is an exciting opportunity for us to translate our technologies into a long tail solution environment, one of the most extreme environments that you can imagine.